Hi, welcome back to ODE. My name is Paulo and I'm here from Portugal, and today I'm going to make that video that is regular, which is the pens that I got during last month. So this is pens that I got in January 2021. However, because I'm doing this a little bit too late, we are already in February, I showed you some unboxing videos that will not be shown here today, because this is from January and I showed some unboxing videos from February. So those you will see them on the video for the pens from February. Another thing that comes after this is that when I'll make, and I'll do it soon, one of these days, very soon, the pens that I have with ink for the month of February, you will see some pens that I received, but I did not show today for that reason. And so, this month we have 3 pens only. But I already have more for February, but for January I have 3 pens. And the pens that I have here to show you are from 3 different kinds, 3 different origins, and 3 different ideas or concepts. So let's start by the first one. The first one is a very interesting pen, and I'm really interested in this one. And this is the Jinhao Centennial Red. It is also called Jinhao 100 if you search for it on eBay, although I'll leave a link for it on the description below, as usual, and I'll try to put links for all the pens I'm going to show you today, as usual. So this is called Centennial 100, and in this case they call it even Century. So it's quite hard to know for sure what is the name, but maybe Century is the right one. This pen is very interesting because it is a Jinhao Centennial that I showed you before. I have several in yellow and green and blue and many other colors. I wanted almost to have them all, but I think I cannot go into another kind of collection of all the models, otherwise I'll become poor very soon. So this is an interesting pen, and this one is interesting because now it was made with a chrome trim. So you have a silver colored clip, silver colored top of the cap, silver colored band, the rings, and even the nib. And that is a nice feature. And I want to show that in comparison because I have here a pen that I showed you before, which is this one. And this is the Jinhao Centennial, also in the red color. Although this color is not really a red, it's more like a terracotta, which is not real red. It's not real orange also. And so you had this one that had gold trim, gold colored nib. Actually it has 2-tone, but it's mostly gold colored. And then here on the top of the cap you have the logo of Jinhao, but it has silver colored like this one, so it doesn't make that much sense. I think the new version is a little bit improved. And why do I think so? I think so because this new version, and it's obviously this is an imitation of another pen. I'm not saying this is a fake. It just replicates the old idea, design, and so on from another pen, which is a much more expensive one. And this is the Parker Centennial Duofold. And the Parker Centennial Duofold is much more expensive. This costs 20 something euros, maybe less, and this costs 400 and more euros, so they are not comparable in any way in terms of price. But you can see they are quite similar in many aspects. Even in this wide band there, they are just not that similar on the clip, because the clip has different shape, and also on the nib, because the nib on the Jinhao is silver colored, is made of steel and is marked Jinhao, and the Parker is marked Parker, is a gold nib, and it has that ace of spades shape, special shape. But otherwise they are very similar pens. And sometimes I have to take a look carefully to check if I'm screwing the right cap on the right pen, because the parts are not interchangeable, although they are very similar. And there is another upgrade on this pen besides the color of the trim, is that this one has nothing on the barrel, but the Jinhao, I will call it Century, the Jinhao Centennial Century, let's call it that way, has some engraving, and you can see there, it says QG Stationery, then Century, and Jinhao pen and fountain pen. This is inside the banner, and this is interesting. It is quite interesting because this is the engraving that you will find. There is not here in this one, but you'll find the same kind of engraving in the Parker Dufold. Okay, the sharpness and the depth of the engraving, sorry, is very different. The color is not quite the same, but check it. It's interesting because here you have Parker pen inside this banner. Have there Joe S. Parker, the name of the founder of Parker. There you have the name of the industry. This one is called Century. This one is called Dufold. Parker pen. There you Parker pen here. There you see Jinhao pen. So very, very similar. And on the end, fountain pen and fountain pen. They are similar in that aspect, so I found it very interesting, and I'm thinking of doing a video after making the review of this one, that I didn't do it yet, but I will do it soon. I'm thinking of making a review of a versus video of one against the other, because I think it will be interesting to do. And I'm even thinking about making videos of several pens with this color, and maybe making 1 week with one video each day around this color and sizes and concept. I don't know. So this is an interesting pen, cartridge converter. This is not a review, but I'm taking too long showing this pen. And this is interesting also. Why? Because you have here here you don't have any engraving, then you pass to have an engraving that is similar to the engraving on the Duofold, and then the Duofold has an engraving that is reminiscent of the engraving on the older Parker Senior Duofold, the big red, the vintage one with this nice big nib. But this one has not that engraving so beautiful. This has a more simple engraving, but from this time you can have in some of the other variations, you have a banner like that that says Lucky Curve, which is the kind of feed they had, and it says Lucky Curve, which is interesting. Also, something that closes the circle. So this pen inspired this one, that inspired this one, and later they made this one, but the clips are different. However, this clip comes from this. So this is interesting stuff. I'm thinking of doing maybe a video around all these someday if you find it interesting. Okay, too much time talking about one pen. So some people don't like my long videos, but I guess if you are still watching, you are one of those that enjoy them. Now, let's go to the second pen that I got this month. Actually, last month. And so, the next pen is totally different concept from this one. Is a Lamy pen, which has very simple design. It's not reminiscent of anything that they had before. It is just a new concept, not a vintage inspired, not a Chinese mass production. It is a beautiful piece of design and engineering, so it's a very interesting pen. Lamy CP1, I have a review on my channel of the black version. It is a very simple pen, cylindrical, very thin. Now let me get this Jinhao just for comparison. You see, very thin. It's a very thin pen with this interesting clip that is similar to the clip on the Lamy 2000. It's interesting, those things. And so this is a very thin pen. Very simple design. This one has black trim, and it's not so common. It is a color that is discontinued now. It's not so common to find nowadays, but you can still find it sometimes on eBay. It's not cheap, but it is interesting. This one still has the price sticker there and the number of the model. And you can see this one is the 57 and it has a medium nib. Also, the nib is this black nib. It has a stain there on the middle. It is a black nib and the pen is in new condition. And it takes proprietary cartridge or converters by Lamy. So this is quite an interesting piece, I think, and I'm falling a little bit in love with the Lamy CP1. Why is that? I think they are very simple, they have a very beautiful design, and they work. And I like that. Do I like slimmer pens? No, I usually don't. Do I like these? Yes, I love Lamy CP1. Why? I don't know. I just like them. So, just to show some comparisons with other pens that I usually do, I would compare this one first with the Pelikan M100, the Stormtrooper version. I had a white one, but I sold it. I didn't use it. I don't love white pens, and I already have some Pelikans. I didn't need the white one, but I like the Lamy CP1, so I wanted to buy the white. It makes more sense, but it is a pen that somehow is similar because also black nib, also black trim. However, this one has black section also, and the Pelikan had a white section, and that was something that made me afraid of staining it and so on. The regular version of the Lamy 2000, the Lamy CP1 is this one. It is an all black version, except for the clip, which is a brushed steel, and then it has a silver colored, the steel nib, silver colored, very simple. These ones are both pens from older times. They didn't have the name Lamy engraved on the nib. So these pens are interesting. This one is the CP1 Black. It is available and you can search for it under the model 56, so 57, 56, and it is an interesting one. I really like it. It is around 40 euros and you can find them easily. You can check my review. You have the link for the review and for the store on the description of the video. I also have here another version, which is the metallic gray, and this is the model 55, and it is an interesting one. It has also the steel nib, also unmarked. In this case, the clip is shiny. It is interesting how these things are a little different from pen to pen, and this one is a little bit dirty there. This is an interesting pen that I got new old stock and quite nice with this gray color. And finally, I wanted to show you also this one, also very shiny and reflective clip. See there? But this is a matte stainless steel, and it has a medium nib, and it already has the sticker, and also with no engraving on the nib. This one is inked, and it is a very interesting pen. So this is an interesting pen that I got, the Lamy CP1 in white. And let's go to the last pen, which I think is something really amazing. And this is a pen that I really like. And this is a pen that makes me understand the value of a pen besides its value as a writing instrument. And I'm talking about this very beautiful pen. This is the Pentel Samurai Ironwood. So, Theo is a gentleman in Czech Republic that is making these pens from wood or ebonite or even some acrylics. He now makes, not now, he is doing that for quite some time. He makes pens and applies urushi techniques on them. He has been learning them and he is very good at it. It has very complex designs, very complex urushi designs. This pen is very simple, and I have to say that I enjoy it by its simplicity. Very simple barrel, simple cap also, more bulky than the barrel, and with rounded edges. It is a beautiful pen, and this is called, I don't remember if I said the name, it is the Pentel Samurai Ironwood, and it's called Ironwood because this pen is made of wood, quite heavy wood. Ironwood is really hard. And then you have the urushi. Let me just clean it a little bit. And you have this beautiful wood grain, and then you have the urushi that gives some depth to this wood, and I think this is amazing. You hold this pen and you know that you are holding a luxury object. And why is it luxury? It's because it has gold and so on. No, it's a luxury pen because it's made with extreme care. It is kind of one of a kind. You can make lots of pens, but no one will look exactly like the other. And there is also the wood part that is quite random in terms of wood grain. And I know there are so many hours, so many days applied into making just one pen, when he has to turn the wood into a pen, and then he has to sand it and shape it and put layers of urushi lacquer and then sand them off and then put them again. This is lots of work. And this pen is very, very well done. It has some distinct details. It has the hard rubber section there. Not section, the section is also, but the threads of the barrel. And then it has a section made of hard rubber, ebonite. And it has a texture which is very nice. So you hold to the pen and you can feel the texture. Does it make a lot of difference? No, but it is enough for you to know this is the right place to hold the pens. I find myself each time more finding some place with the texture to hold the pen. So in most of my pens nowadays, I don't know why, I'm searching for the threads to hold the pen by the threads. But this one, I hold it over the section because it makes sense. It is so well done. It's so perfect. Then we have the nib. This nib is very well tuned. It is impressive how a nib can be so well tuned. This is a JoWo nib, a number 6 steel nib, so nothing fancy, but medium nib, but it is very, very well tuned. And I know that I had some experiences with JoWo nibs that I don't think they are, I think this is too much light, I don't think they are that good, some of them. Some are. Some people say Bock nibs are not good. I think some are. So there are lots of differences here. This is a cartridge converter pen, long threads there. It's full of ink because I've been writing with it a lot and I like it. I like the feel of it, the way the urushi feels. It is nice. This pen makes sense and it is so well balanced. I think this is really one of pens that I want to have forever. You cannot post it, but it is big enough not to post, and I would not like to post a pen with the urushi lacquer to avoid leaving some scratches, some ring scratches there. So you have the link for Pentel's website and you can see his creations there and you can contact him and he will discuss with you what he'll do on your creation or on his creation of your personalized pen. He already sent me, maybe 1 year and a half ago, this other pen. This is the Pentel Bonita, oversized, and it's called Bonita because it comes from ebonite. So it has a different feel. It is much lighter, in my opinion, than I didn't put them both on a scale to be sure of what I'm saying, but this one feels lighter. The ebonite one, it is a little bit more pointy and it is a little bit longer. If you ask me, do I like this pen? Yes, I wrote with this pen for months, all the time, along with some others, yes, because I have always lots of pens inked, but they are similar in terms of the concept, but I have to, this one can be eyedropper, this one cannot because it's made of wood. But I have to say that this one looks so amazing. This pen really is an amazing work of art. I really love this pen. I just wish, I said it before, I just wish he branded the nibs with Pentel. I think he deserved to have his own logo in his nib instead of a generic one. Although now he gives us the option, if we want, we just pull this nib out and we just put another one in and change it with whatever number 6 nib we want. But I like this pen a lot. This is so well made, and I have to say that I'm not a fan of wooden pens. There are wooden pens that I like, but I'm not a big fan. But this is no longer a wood pen. This is a masterpiece. I'm really, really impressed. So this review will be coming soon, and I think you already know that the review will be very, very positive, because there is nothing wrong I can say about this pen. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So these are the 3 pens that I got during the month of January. And let's put them just for like a family photo. I have here the other pens that I used to make my comparison during the video, because I always like to do this stuff and then make these very long videos. I will put an advert on the title saying, or somewhere saying, attention, long video, on the description. And here you can see lots of my pens, the concept of them and why I chose them. They are all of them in a way quite interesting. I have to say there are some that are really, really important. I love this one, the Parker do fold, and I also love this one, and I think this will become even more interesting with time. So, this is all I had to show you. Sorry for the very long video. Check the video description for the links for reviews or the stores. If you like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. This is the way you can support me, is by subscribing. And I will see you later in my next video. Bye.